The champagne flute trembles in my hand as I watch my best friend of 15 years stand to make her announcement. My stomach already knows what's coming. It's been churning with dread since I walked into this restaurant and saw that particular smile on Anna's face. The one that means she's won something. Taken something. I wanted to share some incredible news, Anna beams, her designer dress catching the warm lighting of the private dining room. As of next month, I'll be the new creative director at Sterling and Associates. The position I'd been promised. The promotion I'd spent 8 years earning, while Anna had barely been with the company for 18 months. I force my lips into what I hope passes for a smile, but my chest feels like it's being crushed in a vice. Around the table, our friends burst into enthusiastic applause. Vivian shoots me a concerned glance. She knows what this means. She was there when Marcus Sterling himself told me the position was practically mine. To new beginnings. Anna raises her glass and I watch numbly as everyone follows suit. The crystal makes a delicate ping as they all clink glasses. Mine stays firmly on the table, my fingers now white-knuckled around the stem. Ellie? Anna's voice carries that false sweetness she reserves for moments of triumph. Aren't you going to toast? I meet her eyes across the table. For a fraction of a second, I catch it, that flash of smug satisfaction. The look that says she knows exactly what she's taken from me. Of course, I manage, lifting my glass with a hand that won't stop shaking. Congratulations. The champagne tastes like acid on my tongue. Around us, the restaurant hums with activity, plates clinking, soft laughter, the gentle piano music floating from hidden speakers. All of it feels distant, unreal, like I'm underwater and everyone else is on the surface. I have to say, Anna continues, I couldn't have done it without Ellie's mentorship. All those late nights you spent walking me through client presentations, sharing your strategies. My vision blurs. Those nights. Those fucking nights I'd spent teaching her everything I knew, believing we were friends, partners, sisters almost. When's your start date? Vivian asks, her tone carefully neutral. 2 weeks, Anna replies. Marcus was very eager to have me begin as soon as possible. He said my vision for the company's future perfectly aligned with his. My vision, my strategies, my future. Excuse me, I whisper, pushing back my chair. Bathroom. I make it halfway across the restaurant before the tears start. The bathroom door feels miles away. Just keep walking. Don't run. Don't let them see you break. Inside, I grip the marble counter, staring at my reflection in the ornate mirror. My carefully applied makeup is starting to smear. The black dress I'd chosen specially for tonight, expecting a very different celebration, suddenly feels like a funeral outfit. The door swings open and Vivienne slips in. Ellie, did you know? My voice cracks. Did anyone know? She shakes her head, pulling me into a tight hug. I'm so sorry. This is wrong. It's all wrong. Over her shoulder, I catch my reflection again. The mascara tracks on my cheeks, the devastation in my eyes, and something else and something harder, colder, beginning to form. She used me, I whisper. Every coffee date, every girl's night, every time she asked for advice. She was just mining me for information, building her case. We'll figure this out, Vivienne says. There has to be something. My phone buzzes. A text from Anna. Hope you're okay. BTW, Marcus mentioned you might want to take some time to process the changes, maybe a few weeks off. Don't worry, I'll handle your clients. The phone slips from my numb fingers, clattering on the tile. Vivienne picks it up, reads the message, and swears under her breath. I can't go back out there, I say. I can't sit there and watch her. Go home. I'll make your excuses. I nod, gathering what's left of my dignity. As I turn to leave, Vivian catches my arm. Ellie, don't do anything rash. Anna's not worth destroying yourself over. But looking at my reflection one last time, I realize something that sends a chill down my spine. The woman staring back at me, with her smeared makeup and steel-hard eyes. She's already destroyed. What Anna doesn't know is that she's created something else in the ashes. Something that remembers every secret she ever shared. Every vulnerability she ever exposed, every weapon she unknowingly placed in my hands, believing our friendship would keep her safe. I touch up my lipstick, wipe away the tears, and straighten my spine. Don't worry, I tell Vivian, my voice steady for the first time tonight. I'm not going to destroy anything. Not yet, anyway. 3 days after Anna's announcement, I still haven't slept properly. Every time I close my eyes, I see her face, hear her voice. I couldn't have done it without Ellie's mentorship. The words loop endlessly, each repetition stoking a fire that burns hotter than grief. My phone lights up again. Another message from Anna, probably checking if I'm okay. I flip it face down without reading it. 17 texts, 4 voicemails, and dozens of emails, all carefully crafted to sound concerned while twisting the knife deeper. A knock at my office door startles me. Come in. Sylvia from marketing pokes her head in, her usual bright smile dimmed with worry. Brought you coffee. Real coffee, not that break room sludge. You're an angel. I accept the cup, grateful for the warmth between my cold hands. Sylvia's been one of the few bright spots these past days, dropping by with coffee or lunch, making sure I eat something besides my own bitterness. She perches on the edge of my desk. How are you holding up? I'm fine. The lie tastes stale on my tongue. Just processing. Bullshit. Sylvia's directness catches me off guard. You're not fine. Nobody would be fine after what she did. I take a sip of coffee to hide my expression, but Sylvia isn't finished. You know what makes it worse? I overheard something yesterday about how Anna got the position. My hand freezes halfway to setting down the cup. What do you mean? She's been meeting with Marcus privately for months. Not just about work. Sylvia's voice drops lower. And apparently she had some interesting things to say about your handling of the Riverside account. The coffee turns to acid in my stomach. The Riverside account, our biggest client, the one I'd brought in personally 3 years ago, the one Anna had helped me strategize for just last month. What exactly did she say? Sylvia hesitates. That you've been making unauthorized promises to keep them happy, that you've been hiding some creative accounting to make the numbers work. The room tilts sideways. I grip the edge of my desk, feeling the smooth wood under my fingers, trying to stay anchored in reality. That's not... I know, Sylvia says quickly. Anyone who knows you knows that's ridiculous. But Marcus doesn't really know you, does he? He knows what Anna's been telling him, for months. My computer screen blurs as tears threaten to fall. Not just tears, rage, pure and clarifying. All those late-night strategy sessions, all those times Anna asked to review the Riverside files, just to learn from the best. She set me up, I whisper. She wasn't just stealing my ideas, she was building a case against me. There's more. Sylvia glances at the door before continuing. The rumour is they're planning to audit all your accounts. Anna suggested it would be prudent given the concerns she raised. A laugh bubbles up from my chest. Harsh, almost hysterical. Of course she did. She doesn't just want my job, she wants to destroy my career. What are you going to do? I stare at my reflection in the computer screen, remembering another mirror, another moment of clarity. First, I'm going to call Riverside. Then I'm going to pull every file, every email, every document that proves exactly how their account has been handled. And then? My phone buzzes again. This time, I pick it up. Another message from Anna. Lunch tomorrow? We really should talk about the transition. I value your insight so much. A plan begins to crystallize, sharp-edged and dangerous but beautiful in its simplicity. Anna thinks she knows all my secrets, all my weaknesses. But she forgot something crucial. I know hers too. Every single one. Then, I say, finally typing a response, I'm going to have lunch with my dear friend Anna. Sylvia's eyes widen slightly at my tone. Ellie, what exactly are you planning? I think about the folder hidden in my personal cloud drive. The one labelled Insurance that contains 5 years of screenshots, recordings, and emails. Anna's not the only one who's been collecting evidence. Nothing drastic, I assure Sylvia, my voice honey-sweet, just a friendly lunch between mentors. As Sylvia leaves, I open my drawer and pull out a small notebook, the one where I've documented every conversation, every meeting, every seemingly innocent question Anna has asked over the past year. My hands have stopped shaking. The grief is still there, but it's hardening into something else, something with edges sharp enough to cut. Looking forward to lunch, I type, adding those extra exclamation points Anna loves so much. We have so much to discuss. The restaurant Anna chose for lunch is exactly her style, all gleaming surfaces and carefully cultivated exclusivity. I arrive 15 minutes early, selecting a table that gives me a clear view of the entrance. My laptop sits ready beside me, a digital sword waiting to be unsheathed. When Anna sweeps in, she's wearing the same concerned expression she's been sending via emoji for days. Ellie, darling, I've been so worried about you. I stand to accept her air kiss, noting how she positions herself to be visible from the main dining room. Everything's a performance with Anna. Always has been. I just never saw it clearly before. You look tired, she says, settling into her chair. Have you been sleeping? Not really. I let a tremor enter my voice. It's been difficult. Her face softens with practiced sympathy. I know this transition is hard. That's why I wanted to meet, to make sure we handle everything. Professionally. The waiter appears and Anna orders an overpriced salad and sparkling water. I ask for coffee black. I need my hands steady for what comes next. Actually, I say once we're alone, I wanted to discuss the Riverside account. A micro-expression flickers across her face, there and gone so fast I would have missed it if I hadn't been watching for it. Oh? What about it? I open my laptop, turning it slightly so she can see the screen. I've been reviewing some interesting emails. Would you like to see them? Ellie, her tone carries a warning edge. This one's my favourite. I click through to an email from 3 months ago, where you told Marcus that I was making unauthorised promises to Riverside. Funny thing is, I have the original client communication here too, the one you altered before forwarding it to him. The colour drains from her face. I don't know what you're... Or maybe this one. Another click. Where you suggested an audit of my accounts right after you copied confidential files to your personal drive at 2 a.m. The system logs everything, Anna. Did you forget that? Her fingers clench around her water glass. Be very careful about what you're implying. I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you exactly what I know. I lean forward, dropping my voice. Every late-night access, every forwarded email, every private meeting with Marcus. I have it all. A flash of movement catches my attention. Carson, Anna's husband, entering the restaurant. He hasn't seen us yet. Anna's back is to the entrance, and she's too focused on me to notice him. What do you want? She asks, her voice tight. My job back? My reputation intact? A public admission about how you obtained that promotion? She laughs, but it's brittle. Or what? You'll run to Marcus with your little file? He won't believe you. Not after everything I've told him. Marcus isn't the only one who should worry about what I know. I glance meaningfully toward Carson, who's now being seated across the restaurant. Does your husband know about those private meetings? Anna goes very still. You wouldn't. Wouldn't I? You taught me so much about betrayal, Anna. I'd hate to waste the education. The waiter returns with our orders. Anna's hand shakes as she picks up her fork, her salad suddenly looking less appetizing. You have until tomorrow morning, I say, closing my laptop. After that, every screenshot, every recording, every document goes to the board of directors. And Carson. She sets down her fork. You're bluffing. Try me. I stand, dropping cash on the table for my untouched coffee. Oh, and Anna? Your husband is sitting by the window. He looks like he could use some company. As I walk away, I hear her sharp intake of breath when she finally spots Carson. I don't look back, but I can imagine her face, the same expression I wore when she announced her promotion. Outside, my carefully constructed composure cracks. I make it to my car before the shaking starts. This isn't me. I don't threaten people. I don't plot revenge. My phone buzzes, Vivian calling. I let it go to voicemail, not ready to hear her voice of reason, not ready to question whether I'm becoming something worse than what I'm fighting. Another text from Sylvia. How did it go? I stare at the message, remembering Anna's face when I mentioned Carson, the flash of real fear in her eyes. It should make me feel powerful. Instead, I feel hollow. But then, I remember her voice. He won't believe you, not after everything I've told him. My fingers steady as I type back to Sylvia. Phase 1 complete. But I need your help with what comes next. Because Anna's right about one thing. This isn't just about Marcus anymore. This is about making sure everyone sees the truth. Every last, ugly piece of it. The deadline I gave Anna passes without a response. I'm reviewing the files I plan to send to the board when Vivian appears in my doorway, her expression grim. We need to talk, she says, closing my office door. Now. I minimize the email I've been drafting. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Yeah, I know exactly what you're in the middle of. She drops into the chair across from me. Anna called me last night. Crying. Crying? I scoff. Let me guess, she's the victim here. No, Ellie. She was terrified. Not of losing her job or even her marriage. She's afraid of you. That lands like a punch to the gut. Afraid of me? I'm not the one who what? Systematically destroyed someone's life? Because that's what you're planning, isn't it? I stare at her, this woman who's been my friend even longer than Anna was. You don't understand what she did to me. I understand perfectly. She betrayed you. She stole your promotion. She tried to ruin your reputation. Vivian leans forward. But what I don't understand is who you're becoming because of it. My throat tightens. I'm just trying to get justice. Are you? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're trying to become her. The words echo in my head, uncomfortably close to thoughts I've been pushing away. Before I can respond, my phone buzzes with a text from Sylvia. Emergency. Carson's here, looking for you. My heart jumps. I have to go. Ellie, wait. But I'm already moving, heading toward the lobby where I find Carson pacing near reception. His usually immaculate appearance is disheveled, his eyes wild. We need to talk, he says when he spots me. Privately. I lead him to a small conference room, my mind racing. Has Anna told him everything? Is this part of her counter-move? Anna's pregnant, he blurts out as soon as the door closes. The world tilts sideways. What? 8 weeks. He runs a hand through his hair. She told me last night, after she came home from lunch with you. She was crying, saying she'd made terrible mistakes, that she was afraid of losing everything. I sink into a chair, my carefully constructed plans crumbling. 8 weeks, I repeat. The timeline clicks into place, right when those private meetings with Marcus started. There's more, Carson's voice cracks. She's not sure. She says she's not sure who the father is. The confession hangs in the air between us. I think about the evidence in my files, the recordings, the timestamps of late-night meetings. All the weapons I'd gathered to destroy Anna's life. And now there's an innocent child in the crossfire. Why are you telling me this? I ask. Because despite everything, Anna says you're the most ethical person she knows, that if anyone would know what to do. He trails off, looking lost. A bitter laugh escapes me. She really said that after what she did? She said... Carson swallows hard. She said she did it because she was desperate, that she found out about the pregnancy right before the promotion came up, and she panicked, thought if she didn't secure her position immediately, everything would fall apart. So she decided to tear me down instead. I'm not defending her. His eyes meet mine. But I'm asking you, begging you to consider what exposing everything would mean now. Not just for Anna, but for... He doesn't finish the sentence, he doesn't have to. My phone buzzes again. Sylvia asking if I need backup. On my laptop, the email to the board sits waiting to be sent, attached files ready to detonate Anna's carefully constructed world. I need time to think, I tell Carson. He nods, standing to leave. At the door, he pauses. Whatever you decide. Thank you for listening. After he's gone, I sit in the empty conference room staring at my reflection in the darkened window. Vivian's words echo. You're trying to become her. My phone lights up with a text from Anna. I know Carson talked to you. Please, can we meet? Just us. No games, no threats. I'll tell you everything. I close my eyes, remembering the day she told me she thought of me as a sister. The nights we stayed up planning our futures. The moment it all shattered. Opening my eyes, I type back, tomorrow morning, your place. Because maybe there's something worse than being betrayed by your best friend. Maybe it's betraying yourself in the process of revenge. But as I gather my things to leave, a small voice whispers, or maybe she's playing you one last time. Anna's house looks exactly as it did the last time I visited, just 2 months ago. The carefully tended garden, the pristine white trim, the artfully arranged welcome mat, all of it screaming perfection, all of it a lie. She opens the door before I can knock. No makeup, hair pulled back messily. A calculated display of vulnerability that I might have believed once. Thank you for coming, she says, stepping aside to let me in. The living room is a museum of our friendship. Photos of us at college graduation, at her wedding, at countless celebrations. My throat tightens at a picture from last Christmas, our arms around each other, both of us laughing at some forgotten joke. Would you like tea? She asks. I'd like the truth. She sinks onto the couch, gesturing for me to sit. I choose the armchair instead, maintaining distance. I don't know where to start, she says. How about with Marcus? Her hand drifts unconsciously to her stomach. It wasn't supposed to happen. We were working late one night, discussing the company's future. He started talking about how he needed someone who truly understood his vision. And you decided that someone should be you, using my work, my strategies. I was desperate. Her voice cracks. I'd just found out about the pregnancy, and Carson and I were already having problems. I needed security, stability, so you took everything from me. Not everything, she whispers. Just enough to survive. A harsh laugh escapes me. Is that what you tell yourself? That destroying my career was about survival? You don't understand. No, I understand perfectly. I pull out my phone, opening a recording. Anna's voice fills the room. Ellie's getting sloppy with the Riverside account. We can't risk our biggest client on someone who's clearly losing control. She flinches. Please don't. I play another. I hate going behind her back, Marcus, but I'm worried about her judgment lately. Maybe the pressure's too much. Stop. Tears stream down her face now. I know what I did. I have to live with it every day. Do you? Because from where I'm sitting, you're living pretty well with my life. She stands abruptly, pacing. You think I don't know what a monster I've become? You think I don't see it every time I look in the mirror? She whirls to face me. But what about you, Ellie? What kind of monster are you becoming with all this? The question hits too close to Vivienne's warning. I'm not... Really? The threats? The surveillance? The calculated destruction of everything I care about? Her hand presses against her stomach again. You're better than this. Better than what I've made you. Something shifts in my chest, a crack in the armor of righteousness I've built. You were my best friend, I whisper. My sister. I know. She sinks back onto the couch. And I destroyed that, because I was too afraid to tell you the truth, to ask for help. Would you have? If you could go back? I don't know. Her honesty surprises me. Fear makes us ugly, Ellie. Look what it's done to both of us. Before I can respond, the front door opens. Carson walks in, stopping short when he sees us. I can come back, he starts. No, Anna says. Stay. There's something else Ellie needs to know. Carson's face goes pale. Anna, don't... The baby is yours, she tells him. I lied about not being sure. I lied about Marcus and me. That way. I needed you both to think the worst so you wouldn't look too closely at the real reason I needed that promotion. My head spins. What real reason? She pulls out her phone, hands shaking as she pulls up an email. The real reason I needed control of the Riverside account specifically, The reason I couldn't let you handle it anymore. I take the phone, reading quickly. Then again, slower, as the implications sink in. They're laundering money, I whisper. And you knew. I found out 3 months ago, right before. Everything. She looks at Carson. I couldn't tell anyone. They made it very clear what would happen if I did. The pieces click together with sickening clarity. The late-night meetings, the altered documents, the desperate grab for control. So now you know, she says quietly. What are you going to do with the truth? I stare at the email, then at the photos on the wall, years of friendship captured in frozen moments. Finally, I look at Anna, seeing not the monster I've been fighting, but someone as trapped as I am. We're going to fix this, I say, but not for you, for everyone who could get hurt if we don't. She nods slowly. Together? Together, I agree, already knowing this decision will change everything. But this time, no more lies. The evidence spreads across my dining room table like a map of betrayal. Bank statements, emails, transaction records. 3 days of digging has revealed an ugly truth. The Riverside scandal goes deeper than even Anna knew. Look at this, Sylvia says, highlighting another suspicious transfer. She's been invaluable, her marketing background giving her insight into money flows I might have missed. These payments all route through shell companies before reaching Riverside. My phone buzzes, Vivienne calling again. I silence it, focusing on the documents. You can't avoid her forever, Sylvia says quietly. I'm not avoiding her, I'm protecting her. The less Vivienne knows about what we've uncovered, the safer she'll be. Besides, she made her position clear. A knock at my door makes us both jump. Anna enters using her emergency key, looking exhausted. Marcus knows something's wrong, she says without preamble. He called me into his office today, asking about unusual activity in the Riverside files. My stomach drops. What did you tell him? That I needed to review everything before making any statements. But he's not going to wait long. She drops into a chair. We're running out of time. Sylvia gathers some papers. I should go. Text if you need anything. After she leaves, Anna picks up one of the transaction records. How bad is it? Worse than we thought. The money laundering is just the surface. There's evidence of tax evasion, kickbacks. I rub my temples. Half the executive board is implicated. Jesus. She presses a hand to her stomach, a gesture I'm starting to recognize as self-soothing. What are we going to do? Before I can answer, my phone lights up with a text from Carson. Urgent. Marcus called. Wants to meet tomorrow morning. Says he has concerns about both of you. Anna reads the message over my shoulder. He knows. No, I say firmly. He suspects. There's a difference. What difference does it make? Once he starts digging, he won't find anything. I pull out my laptop. Because tonight we're going to give him exactly what he expects to find. She frowns. What do you mean? He's looking for evidence that one of us is causing problems, so we'll give him that evidence, carefully crafted to lead exactly where we want him to look. Understanding dawns in her eyes. A false trail. Better, I start typing. A trail that leads to the truth, but through a path he'll think he discovered himself. That's, she pauses, actually brilliant, but also terrifying. I look up at her. Having second thoughts? About taking down a criminal enterprise that's threatening my family? No. She meets my gaze. About trusting you completely after everything? Maybe a little. The honesty stings, but I appreciate it. Fair enough. But right now, trust isn't the point. Justice is. My phone buzzes again, this time with a text from Vivienne that makes my blood run cold. Marcus just called me, asked very specific questions about both of you. Whatever you're planning, be careful. He mentioned having his own insurance policy. Anna reads the message and goes pale. Insurance policy? What does that mean? A memory surfaces. Marcus's smug smile when he first introduced Anna as the new creative director. The way he looked at me like he was daring me to object. He's been planning for this, I realize. He knew eventually someone would start asking questions. He's been positioning us against each other from the start. Creating a built-in scapegoat, Anna whispers. Or two. My laptop pings with an email notification. From Marcus, sent to the entire executive board. Emergency meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. Concerns about potential internal security breach. All senior staff required to attend. Anna's hands shake as she reads it. He's going to try to destroy us both. No. I stand, sudden clarity burning away my doubts. He's going to try, but he doesn't know what we know. What's that? I pull up the file I've been building, not just evidence of crimes, but a detailed record of Marcus's manipulation of us both. That the strongest weapon he gave us was making us enemies. And now? Now we're allies, she finishes, understanding lighting her face. I nod, already drafting emails to key board members. More than that, we're the only ones who know the whole truth. And tomorrow everyone else will too. She straightens, some of her old confidence returning. What do you need me to do? I look at her, really look at her. Not the friend who betrayed me, not the enemy I wanted to destroy, but the ally I need right now. Something incredibly dangerous. You up for it? She places one hand on her stomach, the other reaching for my laptop. Let's make it count. Because tomorrow morning Marcus is going to learn exactly what happens when you try to pit two women against each other, and they decide to turn on you instead. The boardroom feels smaller than usual, its polished surfaces reflecting the tension in the air. I sit beside Anna, both of us armed with tablets and carefully neutral expressions. Around the massive table, board members shift uncomfortably, sensing the storm about to break. Marcus sweeps in last, radiating controlled anger. Thank you all for coming. We have a serious situation to address. My pulse quickens, but my hands remain steady as I pull up the first document. It's come to my attention, Marcus continues, that we have a breach of trust within our senior leadership. Specifically, actually, I interrupt standing, if we're discussing breaches of trust, I have some relevant information to share. His eyes narrow. Ellie, this isn't the time. It's exactly the time. I connect my tablet to the display screen. Especially regarding the Riverside account. The room temperature seems to drop 10 degrees. Marcus's face hardens. I should remind everyone that discussing client matters without proper clearance is exactly what we need to do. Anna finishes, rising beside me. Because what's happening with Riverside affects everyone in this room. I pull up the first document, a complex web of transactions, all highlighted and annotated. Board members lean forward, squinting at the details. What exactly are we looking at? Someone asks. Money laundering, I say clearly. Tax evasion, kickbacks, all carefully hidden within legitimate business transactions. Marcus laughs, but it sounds forced. These are serious accusations without evidence. Anna taps her tablet, adding another layer of documentation to the display. Like these emails? Or perhaps the recorded conversations? His laugh dies. You're both obviously upset about recent organizational changes. Play the recording, I tell Anna. Marcus's voice fills the room. Keep them focused on fighting each other. While they're busy tearing each other down, they won't look too closely at the numbers. The board erupts in murmurs. Marcus stands, face flushing. This is clearly doctored. Like the documents you had me alter, Anna asks. The ones you threatened to use against me if I didn't play along? Or the false evidence you planted about my handling of accounts, I add. We have those too. He slams his hand on the table. This is absurd. You're both disgruntled employees trying to what? I step closer. Expose the truth? Because we have something else to share. Anna pulls up the final document, the one we spent all night preparing. A complete audit trail showing exactly how the scheme worked, who was involved, and most importantly, who wasn't. You tried to set us up as fall guys, I say, my voice carrying to every corner of the room. You thought if you turned us against each other, we'd be too busy fighting to see the bigger picture. But we saw it, Anna adds. All of it. Marcus's composure cracks. You have no idea what you're dealing with. The people involved are all named in the documents we sent to the SEC an hour ago, I finish. The blood drains from his face. You're bluffing. Check your phone, Anna suggests. As if on cue, phones around the room start buzzing, breaking news alerts about an investigation into Riverside's financial dealings. Marcus fumbles for his own phone, hands shaking. "You've destroyed everything," he sputters. "No," I say quietly. "We saved everything. The company, our reputations, and most importantly, our integrity." The boardroom doors open and two serious-looking men in suits enter. "Marcus Sterling, we need you to come with us." What happens next feels like watching a movie in slow motion. Marcus lunging for his laptop, Anna smoothly sliding it out of reach, the board members backing away as security restrains him, his final venomous glare at both of us as he's led away. In the chaos that follows, I feel a hand slip into mine. Anna's grip is tight, grounding. "You okay?" she whispers. I look at our joined hands, so familiar and yet so different now. "Are we?" She squeezes once before letting go. Getting there. The board chair calls for order, demanding explanations. As Anna and I take turns walking through the evidence, I catch glimpses of other faces. Vivian in the doorway, smiling proudly. Sylvia giving me a subtle thumbs up. Carson, who helped us gather the final pieces of evidence, nodding in approval. Later, someone will ask me when exactly things changed, when revenge became justice, when hatred turned to understanding. I'll think about this moment, standing shoulder to shoulder with the woman who betrayed me, both of us stronger for having faced the truth about ourselves and each other. But right now there's work to do, a company to save, a future to rebuild, and this time, we're doing it together. The dust settles slowly after a storm like this. In the wake of Marcus's arrest, I find myself standing in my old office, now my new office again, staring at the wall where my degrees once hung. A knock at the door breaks my reverie. Anna stands there, one hand resting on her now visible bump. The board just finished their vote. And co-directors. A small smile plays at her lips. They think we work better together than apart. Can't imagine why. I gesture for her to sit, noting how she chooses the chair instead of hovering in the doorway like before. Small changes. Important ones. "Have you seen the latest?" She pulls up an article on her phone. Marcus's face splashed across the business section, his empire crumbling piece by piece. I try not to look, I admit. It feels too much like gloating. "It's not gloating to acknowledge what we accomplished." She sets down her phone. "Speaking of which, there's something I need to tell you." My chest tightens. "What is it? Remember those files you collected on me, the ones you were going to use to destroy my life?" I wince. "Anna, I found something similar on my laptop yesterday. Files about you, things I'd gathered, twisted, saved for the right moment." She meets my eyes. I deleted them. The admission hangs between us, heavy with meaning. "I deleted mine too," I say quietly. "Last week." She nods, understanding passing between us. Another small change. Another choice. "Vivian thinks we're crazy," she says. "Working together after everything." Vivian thinks a lot of things. I smile slightly. She also thought we were crazy to take on Marcus, and look how that turned out. True. Anna stands, moving to the window. "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if we'd just talked to each other before all this?" "All the time." I join her at the window, watching the city below. But then I remember something Sylvia said. Sometimes you have to break something completely to build it back stronger. Is that what we're doing? Building something stronger? Before I can answer, Carson appears in the doorway. "Sorry to interrupt, but the Riverside team is here for the transition meeting." Anna straightens, professional mask sliding into place. But before she turns to leave, she pauses. "Have dinner with me tonight. There's this little Italian place I know." The invitation catches me off guard. It's the first social overture either of us has made since everything happened. For a moment, I'm back in that restaurant weeks ago, watching her announce her promotion, feeling my world shatter. But this isn't then. We're not those people anymore. "Actually," I say, "why don't you both come to my place? I'm trying this new recipe." "Still can't cook," she teases, a flash of our old familiarity. Still burning pasta, I confirm, but I'm learning. After they leave, I sit at my desk pulling up the Riverside transition documents. A post-it note catches my eye. Sylvia's handwriting. Proud of you for choosing healing over hatred. My phone buzzes with a text from Vivian. You're either brilliant or insane. Maybe both. Love you anyway. I smile thinking about the long road ahead. Trust isn't rebuilt in a day. Friendship isn't mended with a single gesture. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is choosing to try. Opening my laptop, I begin drafting the new organizational structure, one that requires Anna and me to work together daily to face our past actions and future choices head on. It's either the bravest or stupidest thing I've ever done. A final text comes through from Anna. Found my old lasagna recipe. I'll bring it tonight. Some things are better when we share them. I think about the woman I was weeks ago plotting revenge in this very office. The satisfaction I thought I'd find in destruction. The person I almost became in pursuit of justice. And I think about the woman I am now, choosing a harder path. A braver one. Opening a new document, I begin typing. Proposal. Joint leadership structure. At the top, I add a quote that's been running through my mind. The strongest relationships aren't the ones that never break, but the ones we choose to rebuild. Because sometimes the greatest victory isn't in winning the war, but in finding the courage to lay down your weapons and build something new from the ashes of what was lost.